I think now it's recording started, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. This is the main bar. Okay, this is the menu section. This is ribbon section. Okay, these are the sections which is used for the Tosca to identify the control, and we can execute that. We can execute that test cases, and we can integrate like test management tools and integration tools by using these test cases, right? By default, we get nine sections is there in Tosca. Mostly we use 6 sections. That is a test case and modules and requirements and test case design and execution, right? And issues, right? Comes to the configuration, test planning, and data integrity is a different thing. It is for use for integration thing like CI/CD, all these things for managing the TDM, all the things, right? Yeah, we have to set up the TDM things in configuration. By using configuration, you have to configure anything, right? Yeah, come actually, yeah. In any project we are using that multiple workspaces there, right? The difference between the single user and multi-user workspaces that these you can see the ribbon, you can update all, check in all, and check out and check out tree, right? If your team working on some test case or some other things at logout time, you have to click on update all, right? And check in all, then only it will be saved, right? Yeah, if your teammates or colleagues didn't do that, it will be not accessible to some other team, right? And after opening the taskbar, you have to check out. If you want to access some test case, you have to check out. If you want to access some particular tree, you can click on checkout tree. Okay, here the test case section, and comes to module. Module is the heart of the Tosca. It is the main thing. It holds everything holds every property of that controller, right? If you go to the particular if you take as a mantra, as Surya said, if you go to the particular control, like login or log out any control in that web application, right? By using module, we have to scan there, right? First of all, we have to create some user things. Wait, I will check out it. After checking out, all these are comes to accessible, right? And we can create some folder. Here in module, there is a two things, right? User defined modules are there, standard modules are there. Standard modules by default we get from Tosca. When you install Tosca in our machine, it will become with that Tosca things. And in some interviews also they will ask some what are the modules in particular folder. If they ask what are the modules in Tbox X engine, you have to extend some things. What you use like a HTML file, all these things, right? Excel, right? And comes to TDM, it is for configuration. Test data management, we have to store the data in TDM repositories, and we have to retrieve and update and delete all the things. We use TDM. TDM. If the questions asked in TDM, you will get all. You have to explain all the modules, right? And yeah, come to T-box automation. Everyone using all these things, right? Everyone have hands-on experience on all T-box automation tools, right? You have experience on a buffer. You have to what if your interviewer asks some questions on buffer. What is buffer? I have to explain these things. These four are the static buffers, right? If you go to the dynamic, that is the different thing, right? We You have to know that syntax, all these things we have to discuss later on, step by step, right? Yeah, this is the standard modules. We have to drag these things by defaultly from module to test cases when when it was required, right? If we have to create some module, if you have to capture some property of the control in that particular web application, you have to do manually by using Tosca. You have to create a folder and you have to go there and before that you have to open that web application, right? Take it as a Mintra. right? If you want to click on something, right? If you want to click on men, or if you want to click on women, if you want to do mouse over, you have to open that drop down thing. You have to click on some socks or flip flops or anything else. You have to scan by manually. You go to the Tosca and you go to here and create some folder. You have to scan something like this. If the application is web application, you go with the application. The particular thing is API, you have to go with API. And mobile, based on the requirement, based on the project, you have to go there. The mantra is the application, web application, right? You can click on application. After clicking it, agent will starting the process. It will capture all the screen, and then wizard will open. Right. Here you can click on this one mantra, right? You can click on scan. Here we can go there. If the task cursor will there, the every particular thing is scanning that, right? If you click on this, you have to see, not when you scan particular control, you will not have to select that division. You have to select that mapped one. You have to see that logo, right? Mapped logo. Click on that thing and scan, and click on this one, and you have to set as a user format to understand for other colleagues or anything else. Like click on men, right? And go there. Basically, it comes with unique. Some identifiers will not uniquely identified by the controllers or by Tosca. At that time, we use it identify by these controllers. The property is there, anchor is there, image is there, index is there. These four will be the things which is used to identify or unique the product easily, right? And you can see the property of this man. You can see the properties here. Representations are there, and technical things are there, and transition is there. XPath is the one of the property is used to unique that object. Uh, because most of the project 99.99 percentage it will be not usable, because it will be continuously changes. 99.99 percentage it will be changes, right? That's why this XPath is not used, right? But it is very strong, powerful. Right, if you want to unique that some other things, you have to click on outer text or visible and write and href all the things. If you want to set up some other things, you can set up here, and you can see the where the which page you have to show. Yeah. If you are not, if you forget that page, particular page of the web application, you can open the URL and you can see there. First of all, we are in Myntra, and go to the shops and click on that men. Now we are in men's, right? Right. Okay then. Yeah, if it is automatically unique, right? It will be there is yeah, we have to make it this strong with the index and select the index and save it. Okay, comes to basic, close, right? Okay, we have to, yeah, we selected some object, right? We get men's properties by using Tosca, right? And here we used the identify controllers is properties and index, right? Let me check whether it is executing this thing or not. Before this thing, we have to set up something. In test case section, we have to set up right. Here you can drag some things. First of all, you have to access that Mintra, right? Then you can use the module open URL, right? There is a two alternative methods, two way of methods is there. First, you go there and say search that open URL where it can be, right? Open the standard modules. You can search all the things where it can be, or basic window operations are there. You can see all the things. Right, in an interview, there are some questions are there where open URL there. You can set that in standard modules under the T-box engine under HTML. You can find out that open URL, right? You can select it one, drag in that. Or another way is you can search and add step here. You can see that thing search and add step, right? And or you can manually click that Control T, right? Click this one and type open URL. You can see, right? Click this one, it will comes like this without drag and drop. You can find it from test cases, right? We don't need to, right? We can set, yeah, we can copy this link. Control V, right? Okay, I will close it once. And we have to set the browser also, right? We have to set up that TCP. Here you can see the create test configuration parameter TCP. By using TCP, we have to store some values, right? And you can set browser usage, right? Edge. Here comes to Tosca. The Tosca supports four browsers. One is Microsoft Edge, second one Chrome, and third one is Mozilla Firefox, and fourth one is Internet Explorer. For four, out of four, three needs extensions to support the Tosca execution, right? Chrome, Edge, and Mozilla Firefox needs extensions to execute these Tosca test steps, all these things to get the access from the browser. Internet Explorer won't need any extensions there. Okay, we have to go there freely, and we can execute. Okay, and here you can set up the edge, and we can give that Mintra thing, and we can save it, and let us see what will happen. We can open the click on right click and open with Scratchbook, run with Scratchbook. It's verifying. Yeah, it will open, right? Yeah, Tosca open that Edge browser, right? And in Edge browser, it will open this particular URL, what we given in even that module, open URL, right? You can see that test case. The open URL is right. Yeah, now the open air is successfully executed, and we can drag this particular module. What we scanned that earlier, right? You can see, can click select it once and drag there. And one more option is there. I told you earlier, and search. Click on this one and search like. Click on TV, some other things. You can search in these things. Yeah, now the module will get, and you can set up click, right? If you set up click, it will Tosca will go to that particular men's object and click that object. Now particularly we can run that particular step, run in Scratchbook. It will be clicked, right? You can see the green mark is there. It will be executed, right? Right. If the Tosca will not identify that particular object in Mintra, you can go to the module section. You can rescan like this. You can rescan like this, and you can add some more attributes or some more fields and some more other things to be unique, right? You have to rescan it. Okay, there is a scan before adding getting properties in particular web application. You use scan, and after creating the module, if you add some properties or some fields to that module, you can use rescan, right, in module section, not in test case section, right? Yeah, this is one. And here I want to explain something, right? It is a very important concept: action modes and verify action modes. I will tell you definitions like and comes to real time, I will explain you tomorrow. Okay, here instead of click, you can open this one, this bottom arrow. Click on this drop down, you can see the verify action modes. There is a four verify action modes. One is enabled, and second one is exist, and third one unattached, and fourth one visible. Yeah, out of four, three verify action modes values are same. Whether that is you have to set it as a true or false. Comes to unattached, you have to set some value. If you capture, you have to go to 1 second. I will explain. If you want to set up to that man in a text, you have to set up like this only. It's in caps, right? Like this, right? If you want to enable whether that men's link is enabled or not, you have to no, you have to true. Set it as a true. If the value is true, it will be executed. If the value is false, if that men's link is not enabled, then it verification is failed. It in Scratchbook it will show error, right? And it comes to the exist. It shows Tosca will tell you with this thing is exist whether that particular object is exist in particular location or not. And comes to visible, Tosca will show that the particular object, man or woman, the particular object is visible or not, right? Exist means the particular at particular position the object is exist or not. Enable means it will be the particular object is clickable or in active or an inactive. It will be checked, right? Inner text means the particular object name is same or not. If you in a test, you have to set normally men's. It will show error. If you set men, it will be true. It will execute it, right? It is these are the action modes. These are the verify action modes, right? You can see the action modes. Here you can see the action modes: input, verify, buffer, wait on, select, and constraint, right? Verify, buffer, wait on, and constraint. These four are the importance. You will get a lot more questions from these action modes. Where you use verify action mode, when you use verify action mode, what is buffer, what is static buffer, and what is dynamic buffer, and how to capture the value, how to store the value by using buffer. These questions you will get from the interviewer. And comes to wait on. What is wait on? What is the difference between static synchronization and wait on? Wait on is a synchronization or dynamic synchronization. You will get these things. Wait on is applied for test case level or test step level, right? Right. You can go to the constraint. In your tables or web tables, you can see that particular. Can see this is the table, right? These are you can see there is a 10 rows is there, 2 columns is there. You have to click on admin, right? Constraint will help you. Constraint will use it to limit the search. It will uniquely identify that particular object what you given in that constraint thing. It will go there and click on it will go there particular row and click on uh, proper answer what you given that bar, right? Constant bar, right? Any questions is there in this action mode and verify action mode? Hello, anyone is there?
No, no, no doubts.
No doubts. Okay. Okay. Are you getting my points or not? Is it okay? Understandable or not?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, it's clear only.
Yeah. Okay then. Verify action modes over and action modes is over, right? You know how to open the browser now. You know how to scan the object in web application, right? And you know how to execute the test step, right? And you know how to create TCP, right? You know how to store the value in TCP, right? And how to set up browser in TCP, right? And you know verification action modes and what some knowledge of what are the verified there is a four and what are the uses of the four verify action modes and what are the uses of action modes buffer constant these things, right? Still the status is there, right. And one more thing is how to use modules and how to get modules either in drag and drop, and we can use control T and in search bar we can type that module name and we can get that thing. Okay, all these things, right? And action modes is completed. And one more thing, 1 second. Right. And here you can set like values is over and action mode is over, and you can see the data type. You can see the string, date, numeric, boolean, and password. If you set up a password, you have to select some field in go if you set up, you have to open the Mantra, you have to log in there. First you have to log in, right? You have to, if you buy the product, you have to log in first, right? In that login you have to see the username and password, right? In that, if you scan that password bar, it will shows like password. Whatever value entered in the thing, it shows stars. It will not shows any thing. It encrypts the data. It will be not visible. Whatever data you kept in this bar, it will shows after selected it, and it will shows star. Okay, if you kept it as in string, it will open, right? Like this. If and comes to work state. Now we are planning to create the test cases and execute the test cases. Now we are in planning stage, right? We are creating the test cases, right? Based on that client requirements and tasks, right? We have to create the test cases step by step, right? We are in planning stage. Now we are in set to the plan, right? If the test case is comes under invoke, it comes in execution time. It set up in work, right? If the test case is done, it will be executed successfully. You have to set up as a completed, right? Right here, by using this thing, your colleagues and teammates easily identify whether the test case is completed or not. You have to know the status of this particular test case. Yeah, right. In planned, you can see that symbol. You can see the symbol, test case symbol. Some black symbol is there, right? And you have to set up in invoke. You have to symbol it changes to the middle invoke, right? Based on the symbol, we have to get the status of the test case, and you have to click on completed. It will be not there. It shows like the test case is completed, right? Yeah, this thing okay, and explain all these things, and the test configuration parameter. Here you can see that flow chart where we start and where we are going, right? In detail. Here you can see the properties.
You have some browser, right? Where is
Sorry.
that? You have said some browser, right?
Yes.
Edge browser. Where is that?
Right. You can see here.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Properties, what you given values is there in details, right? If you set any test configuration parameter, it is in test configuration. Browser, whether it is username, whether it is any value, username, password, or anything, right? You have to set there in, you can set there in test configuration. Flowchart diagram will shows that these steps. Okay. How to use, some interviewers ask how to use cross browsing by using Tosca. You can explain this thing. Okay, creating test TCP, and in TCP we have to set up the browser, and given the values Edge or Chrome or anything, Microsoft, Mozilla Firefox, or anything like Internet Explorer. Based on the thing, Tosca will open that browser and execute the test case. Right? You have to explain like this. Right? This step is okay, and go to the particular thing. In module section, there is a no property plane, right? In right side, there is a arrow mark is there, right? Click on this arrow mark, you can see that property plane. You can see the all properties of this module. If you want to create any steering parameter or any property you have to add in this property, you can set up there, and click right, give it right click, and have to click here and create some TCP and give the name. It will be stored like this. Okay. I will explain you later this thing. Here in module section, if you click on this step, right, you can see the properties here, the important properties, the cardinality and constant index, right? Constant index is nothing but if you open in browser, if you open two mantras is there. if in browser the same URL with same URL, the two web applications is there, right? The two tabs are open, right? If you run that, if you run this test case directly, if you run this test case, you can see. If you run this test case, Tosca will be confused, right? Will be confused where to click in this tab or in this tab. It will be confused. At that time, we can set up like this. Can go to the module section and click on that particular step. If you want to add some other thing, you have to set up one. If you set up one, it will be go to the first tab. It will be running the execution. If you set up two, if you go to that second tab, it will be executed with that second tab application, right? It will be like this. And comes to cardinality, the value is 0 to 1, right? If here the value is 1, you have to enter one value. If you set up to n, you have to enter some more fields. You have to do some more features. You have to do some more operation with the test step, right? N number of operation to that test step. I added cardinality to that mens, right? Clear. And now I'm going to that this thing, and you can see the how many fields are there, right? If you go I apply, click, right? Here I apply, right click. Like take it as example. And for every answer, you can creating another thing. N number of fields are coming, right? By using this thing, you have to do something for particular. I'll explain one minute, please. Yeah, you have to open this thing, right? There is a 4 fields are there. You have to know the particular men step is visible or not. You have to set the visible. Kept answer is true. And set up the action mode is verify, to verify, right? It is a verification thing, right? And we do another thing, another operation here, enable, whether the men's link is enable or not. Same thing, you have to set up verify. And have to check that exist or not. Sorry. Verify, right? Same thing, you have to set inner text, like man, verify, and click. Okay. Right, and go to the module section. Here you can set up to the 4, right? 4. Then there is no fields are there, right? Now save, execute.
Rajasekhar, normally we are using this 0 to n only, no? If we are keeping any value 1, 2, 3 like that, what will be the?
No, by default we get a value like 0 to 1. By
Yeah.
keeping 0 to n, you have to create more attribute fields, right?
If
You
we
can see
keeping
that
this number as
uh,
1, it will be giving only one input only. We can have only one input.
sorry. 0 to 1, you can only use one input. We can give the only one input. We do
Okay.
only one operation with that test step.
Okay. 2 means we can give 2
You give
inputs.
two. You
Okay.
give two. It n means n number of, it's unlimited.
Normally in real time we are using 0 to n only. Yeah.
Real time, na? No, not
Yeah.
that. Okay. Yeah, in project based on the thing, it's not by default, Tosca will give that value. Later on, we have to change that value to 0 to 1 based on the requirement. If the requirement needs that more attributes, you have to set the coordinate value 0 to 1. Otherwise, there is a no necessity to do that thing.
Yeah.
Right? If the test case is not failed, right? You can see the no matching tab was found with that following properties. Right? You can see the property in 5 minutes, it will be changes. The property changes, right? When we scan that particular thing, it shows unique. Now it shows not unique. That's the reason a Tosca will not identify that particular object, men's object in that application, right? It is the production side, that is the reason all the properties will be changed sometimes. The properties will be changed, then automatically Tosca will not identify that object in that web application. Okay. In that case, we have to set that thing. We have to rescan it. Go to the module section. You have to rescan it. Sorry, module level. You have to rescan it. It will open directly the advanced view. This is not a basic view. If you scan in a first thing, if you scan some particular object, it will open first normal basic view. After scan, you can go to the advanced. In rescan, you can directly go to that advanced view. Right? It already mapped this thing. You can see the already mapped one. And you can see that properties here. It will show unique, but it will be not showing that property. Can identify with this thing. And here you can see that men option is not there, right? Inner text is men. We add the inner text is men, right? It will be true. Already controlled with index. Okay. All things are done. Second. Yeah, we forgot one thing here. In Tosca, we have to set up the synchronization thing. And this is the main question. In most of the interviews, interviewer will ask this question. A way to set up the synchronization timing. Now, first of all, go to this menu bar, click on project, right? Click on settings. You can see the all the things. T-box, a task integrity, integration things, all the things. Second. In T-box, you can see that synchronization. You can explain by step. Opening project and go to the settings, and under the settings, you can open that T box. And under the T box, you can show that synchronization. In synchronization, you can open the synchronization timeout and synchronization timeout during wait on. You have to set up these values, right? These are the dynamic synchronization. Wait on is the dynamic synchronization. Yeah, earlier yeah, I explained the wait on. If you wait on, you have to set up wait on here. 1 second, it will be loaded. Here you can set up wait on here. It will still waiting. It will still wait to 20 seconds. If you the Tosca will go there, right? Go to that man thing and capture that thing. It will takes based on the internet things, internet law or anything else. Any issues are there, it will take some time, right? Uh, if the Tosca needs 10 seconds of time, It will the if you set up the wait on in action mode, it will till wait 10 seconds. If your Tosca needs 15 seconds to identify that particular object, it still wait 15 seconds, right? If the tasker will go to that 15 second to click on that object, and next second it will execute next step by using wait on. Comes to static synchronization, we didn't do that. If you set up the value to like 20 seconds, like or 30 seconds or anything seconds. In the meantime, if the tasker, if 50 second, the tasker will identify that particular object till the tasker will wait, the time is finished, right? If you go to that thing, let me explain clearly. If you want to click on this beauty, right? If you set up a static t box, right? Synchronization thing. If you want to click that beauty, if you set up a value 10 seconds, but Tosca needs only 2 seconds to click this beauty object, right? If you set up a static thing, it will wait. If the task is click 2 seconds and it remaining 8 seconds, it will be wait. It click right, it click and it will wait like this. It will not go to next step. If you set up a wait on any dynamic thing, it will be click on this thing, and if tasker needs 5 seconds to click this thing, okay, it will not wait till 10 seconds to finish, and next the third second it will go to the next step and it will be doing the execution step by step. It will not wait, right? This is the difference between static synchronization and dynamic synchronization. And wait on is the same, and but wait on is only for test step, not to test case level. It is only for the test step level only, right? Right, this is the thing. You have to do this thing. If you want to show any error, you have to rescan it, like you have to rescan it. And earlier we discussed later, right? We earlier we discussed like this thing, right? Like we have to go to the mans, and we go to that properties. We have to select some checkbox like inner text, inner html, href, all these things, right? Or else you have to go to that control identifiers, like you can see that properties, anchor, image, index. Like by using all the things, you have to set up that object is unique, right? After unique, you have to save and you have to set to be closed, and that you can tasker will get all the modified and new and with new attributes and fields. It will take all the things and comes to the module section. After this section, you have to it will be automatically updated to the test case section and automatically do all the things, right? Here, one more thing, if you want to verify it, you want to verify. If you want to wait on particular step, you have to set up wait on here, right? Any questions here?
Visible and exits will do the same verification.
Disable means there is no
No,
disable here.
no, not disable. Visible and exits will do the same kind of verifications.
Yeah, right. Visible means it will Tosca visible show tell to Tosca whether the particular object is visible or not. You can see that beauty is there. If you set up a visible, Tosca will see the beauty. Is the beauty is there or not? The beauty is there, then true. Okay.
Okay.
If you set up the inner text, right? If the beauty is name spelling is correct or not. If your given value is beauties, right? Here the beauty, right? There is a difference. It shows error. If you set up a value beauty and here task identifies beauty, it goes true, right? Likewise, enable means if that task will come there, it will be click. It will check only whether the object is active or not. It will be clickable or not. Okay. Exist means task will see there where the beauty it is. The particular position, in that particular position, the beauty is stay there or not. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah. This is the thing. This is Today you know all the things. What is ribbons? What are there in the ribbons, and what are the menu folders is there? You have to know all the things, and the basic fundamental step done today. You have to prepare. You have to know all the modules. What under T-box automation, what under T-box and X engines, right? Not all. The main modules you have to know. Some interviewers ask what are buffers, how many buffers are there, right? You can say that T-box name to buffer, T-box delete buffer, T-box set buffer, T-box partial buffer. You have to explain these four. How many buffers are there? There is a four. You can explain these four, right? These things you do. You have to know all the things, right? This is the thing, the fundamental thing we have to discuss today. You know how to cross browsing. You know how to do several operations in a single test step, right? By using cardinality, right? Constant index, how to click on particular tab. If you open, actually in my Deller client interview, the interviewer asked me, right? Yeah, the question is, there is a 9 controls in a web application, right? Here it is if you take it. Hello, hello.
Yes,
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 yes.
Yes.
I am
clear.
visible. Okay then. Yeah, the control. Yeah, the question is, if you take the Tosca is on a web application, right? If there is a 9 controls is there, this one, these are the 9 controls, right? These 9 controls name is test case, not test planning configuration, anything else. These 9 controls name is test case. The name is same. The properties are same, right? Under this properties modified by all the things, href, all the thing, inner test, all the things is same. Sorry, inner test is different, right? All properties are same, but inner test is different, right? But what you do, if you scan it, it will be useful to all the test cases. She asked me like, if you scan fourth object, fourth control in the web application, right? You get some properties like these, right? Yeah, these properties, this test tab is used to execute this ninth control or not. She asked me like this, right? I said, yes. How can you do that? Explain. She told me like, right? Okay, I said executed and it will be go to this thing, right? There is a 9 controls is there. There is a 9 controls, right? Every control is same, right? How it will be go there particular ninth control? It will be go there to first and fifth, right? That is the point, right? I said Tosca will be confused, right? Tosca don't know how to click that particular control or not, because all the control, all the properties are same. At that time, Tosca will be confused. It will shows error. That is the right answer, she told me. Right? Another question in the same scenario, she asked another question is like, if you make it as a names, there is a different names T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6 or T9 up to T9. Right? The properties are same, the inner text is different. But if you scan the properties, you have to it will be used to all the test cases to execute, right? uh how it possible, she asked me like how it possible. I said like, if you want to execute the test case to that all the things step by step, you have to change the inner text, right? There is a different inner text for different controls, because the names is different, like T1, T2 up to T9, right? The inner text is also T1, T2 up to T9, right? At that time we have to use the regular expression. We have to use that white code entry, the star. We have to place the tenor text value star. It will allow any value, whether T1 or T2 or up to T9, whatever value you given, it will be go there. It will be identified by particular test step, particular control. I said like this. Okay. I think, yeah, in soon some other people are scheduled with the Deloitte client. You can expect this question from interviewer, right? You got the answer now. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. coordinating all these things. Have you get any new things from this session? Anyone? This is the fundamental session. I think all people know these things, but some people have scheduled it will be like revision to explain to the interviewer, right? You have to give us some flow of introduction to that interviewer. You have to start with some flow and end with same flow, right? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Today's session is done. If any queries, please let me know. I will explain you clearly.
Rajasekhar, I have a question.
Okay.
Can you please go to the Tosca?
Okay.
There you have written weight on, right? You said there are two types of weight on, static and dynamic. So which will
Yeah,
be the
right.
default one?
Yeah, first static is the default one.
If we want to set up dynamic, then how we need to do it?
Dynamic, it will be calculated, right? If you not applied any weight on or any static weight, right? If you set up here in open URL, you can see this test tab. Here you cannot including any weight here. You cannot set up any static weight, T-box static weight. Here there is no place it. And in here action modes, there is a no weight on is there, input is there, right? Here there is no weight is there, but backgroundly the dynamic weight is work, right? If that open URL takes 10 seconds, Tosca will stay there, right? Till 20 seconds, Tosca will stay there. If the open URL is not open, then it shows error, right? If the open URL within the 20 seconds, right, it will okay executed. Because why I'm using 20 seconds means in synchronization we set up the value is 20 seconds, right? By defaultly we get 20 seconds. If you required more number of time like 30 seconds or 40 seconds or 50 seconds, you have to set up that 30, 40 in that place, in that value. This is also one type
Directly
of
in the
question.
settings, in that
Sorry.
directly in the settings, we need to set up.
Yeah, we need to set up and it automatically set up. We don't have any save option is there. You have to enter the value and close that window. Automatically it will be saved. It is also one
So,
type of question. Interviewer ask what is the default value of the synchronization? That is the 20 seconds.
okay,
Okay.
so for every time when there are synchronization issues, it will take 20 seconds. When it is dynamic, it will be waiting till 20 seconds for every step.
Yeah, if you apply, actually we set up the synchronization, right? The value is 20 seconds, right? Right? If you execute this particular mantra thing, right? It takes open URL takes 10 seconds of time, right? It open 10 seconds, right? Tosca will wait on 10 seconds and executed this click on man in 11 second, right? It will be dynamic synchronization automatically applied in backgroundly without adding anything. You got
Yes,
my
yes, I
point?
understood. Yes, I understood that
Yeah.
one. So,
Okay.
in the back, what I want to know is background dynamically it is happening that if it is done in
Okay.
2 seconds, the third second it will get next steps get executed. Then what is the use of static wait on?
Static wait is particular step you have to here open URL takes 30 seconds of time, right? At that time, we don't want to use the dynamic wait on, dynamic synchronization, right? At that time, we have to set up T-box set thing and we have to enter the value 30 seconds or 40 seconds. If the open URL needs 50 seconds, we have to enter that manually 50 seconds. Let me open. Go there.
Okay, got it. If particular step is taking more time, we are putting static 50 seconds. So that particular step will be having a value of 50 seconds to run, right?
Sorry. Yeah.
You understood?
No, I'm not
Do I
getting your
repeat?
point.
So, when we are using static synchronization is any particular step is taking more than 20 seconds. That is, if it is taking 50 seconds, we are putting 50 seconds. So that only that step takes 50 seconds, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Here
understood.
you can
Understood.
see the T box weight, right? Here I added T box weight. T box weight is the manual static synchronization. If you want to give a value, decide now. If you want to give 5 seconds, here the value is 1000 means 1 second, right? If you want to enter 50 seconds, you have to add 50 plus 3 zeros, right? If you open URL takes 50 seconds of time, it will still wait 50 seconds.
So the
You
action
got
mode
my
should
point?
be wait on, right?
Sorry?
The action mode should be wait on, right?
No, no, no need. No need to use any action mode for this T-box wait.
Okay.
Action
Okay.
wait on is that different thing. That is the dynamic synchronization. T-box wait is the static synchronization.
Okay.
T-box wait
Got it.
by defaultly we get from standard modules in module section.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, got it. You got my point now.
Yes.
Yeah, okay then. Any queries? Anybody?
No, everything is clear.
No.
Good.
Okay.
is also associated with the customer, right?
Sorry? Can you end up the session? Haritha, can we
Yes.
end up this?
Yes. Yes, Rajshekar. If
Yes.
anyone has
Yes.
no doubts, you can end.
Thank you all.
Because here we have
Have a
Thank
good day.
you.
Bye.
four ad option, I think we
Thank
you.
later
Bye.
finally had that.